I am live. So today we're just gonna come on. As I haven't been live in a while, I thought I would come on and go live and ask questions. We're gonna talk about a lot of different things today. I know I've really been shooting a lot of videos for y'all, talking about charge-offs, talking about collection accounts, talking about how to look at your credit report, how to build your credit report. So really, I've been trying to cover a lot of information and bring you areas that you can improve on your credit report by putting positive stuff. The main thing with building your credit and talking about building your credit is really, man, it's a lot of different things that are combined. And I'm gonna do a video on people just coming in and knowing how do you find a good credit repair company? How do you know about how to approach negative items on your credit report? How far are you willing to take it to make the creditors do the right thing or collection companies do the right thing? And that's what I'm all about. So we're gonna sit on here for a few minutes. We're gonna try to let people log in and come on. We're gonna ask a lot of questions. We're gonna keep it real. We're gonna talk the truth, and we're just gonna say because man, I talk to people all the time. I get emails all the time of people who have you know paid for a service and got no results out of it. And it's sad. And I think it really starts with, put my mic over here, it really starts with honesty, right? Being honest with, your clients, talking to your clients, being honest with them, be transparent with them, be answer the questions. Like I've sat on the phone for when people log in, I've sat on the phone with an hour just talking to people about their credit and talking about strategies and not charge them anything for it, not because uh anything, but you could tell these people need help, and sometimes it's just nice to give help without always having to stick a bill at the end of the help, right? And some people look at that like, yeah, you're on here just to make money. uh Man, that's not my purpose. Maybe that's why I don't have 40,000 subscribers, right? I get on here to truly try to help people, to truly try to guide people in the right way. This industry is crazy. You got a lot of people that get into this industry because it's a low cost, it's a low startup business. You literally can start up this business with almost anything. Some of the stuff you already have. You already got a laptop. Uh, you got a computer, you got a printer, but it's all about being able to uh help people because it's going to come back to you. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that you open up a business and just give your business away, but people like when they're going to a business and it is not all about the money, right? They want to know that you honestly care about them. But all right, Sharon, what's up? Appreciate you coming on. We all need money. We all need money. We all do, but we can all get it if we help in certain areas. We all can get it, man. You know, I think for me, the biggest thing about credit is the power that it has. And so many people don't understand the power, man, of credit and where it could really take you. If you know how to use it, if you know how to leverage it, if you know how to and it really helps you understand money. I think the biggest thing for me with credit, it helped me understand money and how money work, and it started making me dig into a little bit more about money, right? Not just having a 700. Some people just want to have a 700 credit score. They don't really a 750 or 800, and they don't really do nothing with it, not even understanding the power that they have. They're happy just going working a job every day and and having a 700. If they do want something, they can go and apply for it and get a good, a good interest rate. But some people want to use that credit score to continue to build, to grow their wealth and their financial status. For me, I understand by doing this is that's the goal. That's the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Being able to start a business, a bigger business. So for me, for a lot of y'all that follow me, like I've been in the last 8 months really doing a lot of research and talking to owners to buy into a franchise. Like it's been one of the things that I've really been searching for. I'm looking for more of a turnkey business, something that is pretty much already set up. They already got everything in place. It's really just coming in and executing the plan, right? So for me, that's my next steps, right? Into to to continue to grow, right? This credit repair stuff, it's not what I'm trying to do to, for a business that, that's going to put me in the levels that I want to be. It's not that business for me. But no matter what other business I do, I understand that helping people get their credit in line is going to allow them to help them grow their own business and be able to grow. And that's the main thing. So, hey, if y'all coming on, please hit the thumbs up. I'm on here to really answer any questions that y'all have. Anything about credit, anything about building credit, I mean, I answer any questions. All right, let's say, hi, how do you get a hard inquiry from IRC? Is that L? No, what is IRC and how can they do one? They are there. Oh, the IRS. So you said, how do you get a hard inquiry from the IRS and how can they do one? They are there until late this year. So on these, a total of 2 years. Are you asking about how do you get a inquiry off your credit report? Because the IRS, I mean, I don't think the IRS has any inquiries, but and what kind of inquiries are you talking about? So, can you be a little bit more specific in what you're asking me? But what kind of inquiry? I'm still kind of when you say inquiry, because the IRS got a lot of information on us. So when you say inquiry, what do you mean? Be specific. A hard inquiry. The IRS doesn't have a hard inquiry. So if you're talking about credit inquiries, they're new to this as well. The IRS doesn't have any inquiries. Now, the credit reporting agencies will have an inquiry. Uh, but when you say, I've never seen the IRS have a credit inquiry. So I'm new to this too. If you're telling me, I'm new to this too. So sharing from a hire can really get a bankruptcy off your credit report if it has been discharged. Sharon from Ohio can get a bankruptcy off your credit report if it has been discharged. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, I've got my bankruptcy off my credit report, so it is possible. Nothing is impossible. It is possible, but nobody can guarantee anything when it comes to the credit repair space. And if somebody tells you that they can guarantee something, then most likely they're doing something unethical or they're just straight up telling you a bold-faced lie. I'm just going to keep it real with because credit repair can nobody tell you that they can get something off guaranteed unless it's unethical. They had a lady here in Houston that was they had I mean she made like 1 point something $1 million and she was doing fraudulent reports. I mean, she was literally uh, filling out uh, filling out identity theft sheets on consumers that she worked with and was clearing their credit report. And eventually it caught up to her, right? They end up arresting her. And then all those creditors they were talking about, all that debt, she had removed, I mean, well over $1 million in debt. So all those people that thought their credit report was clean and gone a mess around are gonna get all that debt thrown back on. So if somebody could tell you they could get something off guarantee, I mean, let's be smart. I'm gonna do a video on that too, on how do you find a really good credit repair company, right? Uh it's on credit report. So so I've never, and coming with the IRS, I'm just going to be honest with you, I've never dealt with an inquiry on the IRS. And why would they have an inquiry for credit on your IRS report? Because it has no bearing on how much taxes you're going to pay. So, but there's a lot of people that hold a lot of information on us. If you get on the Consumer Financial Bureau, there's tons of third party companies, and I did a video that hold information on. So I wouldn't be surprised about anybody holding any type of information on us when it comes to any type of third party entity. I mean, I wouldn't put it past anybody, right? But the question is, how does it affect your credit report? The question is, does it affect your FICO credit score? That's the question. I mean, even inquiries on your credit report after 12 months, they don't even affect your score anymore. They're on there, but they don't affect your credit score anymore. So a lot of people get that they get the negative information and think everything affects your credit score. It's really not true. And in our industry, a lot of times they use that to get clients, but every single thing, even if it's negative, may not affect your credit score depending on the age of it. If it's 6 years old, most likely it's probably not even affecting your credit score anymore. But it is an indicator that said that particular uh that particular incident happened on your credit report. I had a bankruptcy. When I got my bankruptcy removed off, it was 6 years old. It was coming off in a year, and I got it removed. And man, it my credit score didn't raise 1 point, and I removed it off there. So, a lot of people use that stuff against you trying to buy, but you got to know what affects your credit score. How does it affect your credit score? You know, what levels of charge-offs, collections, late payments, all that, debt to income ratio, all that. How does it affect your credit score, and what's the impact on it? You got to understand all that. And if you understand all that, you'll know how to attack your credit report, what to try to get off, and what steps you take. Okay, John said, how do I start credit for my own trust and start in 2015, and it has it on an EIN. John said, John Smith from Chattanooga, Tennessee. So how do I start credit for my own trust? That's a good question. That's definitely a good question. I mean, that seems more like a business. You're opening up a business, and then you're trying to, because a trust is more like a what do you call, like asset protection lawyers. That's what asset protection lawyers do. Like, they open up trust to show you how you protect your money, and how you protect it from taxes, and how you protect it from people going in and getting money out of your accounts and stuff, because it's specific on what you can do with the money that's in there. So I've never dealt with that. I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I have, but I've never done with how to get your credit started in the trust. Says I file a 1041 every year, but that's good. Maybe you can educate us on on that. I mean, there's things I'm educated on. Like right now, I'm actually working on getting my insurance license to sell IUL insurance, which I have one. My wife has one. Uh, so that's one of the things I've been working on. But trust, that's another area that I'm really serious about, because they're really good when it's come to protecting your money. So, but I've never filed a 1041. I would like to learn more about that, to be honest with you. Uh, but that's something I'm definitely gonna look into. I'm a researcher, so I'm gonna look into it. I'm definitely gonna make a note of that on my little sticky note. Uh, or 1041. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note of that. I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna look into that, and see what that is, and see yeah, I'm all about education. So hey, appreciate it, John, but I'm definitely gonna look into that. Uh uh Back on anything else, with uh finding people to work with you, you really need to be you really need to be asking a lot of questions. You know, I could talk to somebody, and maybe because I'm educated, in the area, and I could tell if they're smart, they really done their research. I mean, I see people on Instagram, I see people on TikTok trying to give a 60-minute class on what they could do for credit. And a lot of times, I mean, I'm just keeping it real with a lot of times they may got 50% of it right and the other 50% wrong, right? And then they're giving out information or snapping their finger and showing a dispute letter and say, send that. I mean, and for us consumers, man, you should be worried of people just snapping a finger. Okay, hey, boom, hey, take this letter and you can get this off, right? I mean, they sent that same letter, they didn't ran that video, and even if 100 people believe that and use that, I mean, it's not tailored to your situation. Every letter, everything you do is tailored to your situation. A lot of credit repair companies, because they're so big, they're automated. They use the same systems. So sometimes you got to ask those questions too about, what kind of system you use, what kind of letters. You need to be asking about, do I get a copy? Some of them have portals where you can go in and see the letters. You should understand what a dispute letter looks like and what they're disputing. Look at your credit report. Look and see, okay, what are they disputing? Where are they getting that information from? Are they getting it from their own site that they do that they're making money on or charging you for? Or they're getting it from the official credit report? So there's a lot of information that you should be asking. I hear these questions. I get these questions all the time about charge-offs. I mean, it's the most watched video. More people want to know how to get it off. I did a video yesterday just keeping it real with people on how to take the advantages away from the creditor and how to put that advantage in that leverage, right? The system is set for us not to win, right? But you can win it if you know how to play the game. So, I try to tell people with charge offs like, hey, these people, right? There's these the creditor. I'm gonna tell you this: as much as I've been doing credit repair and talk to people, then the creditors, they on charge offs, they can care less about if they're reporting that stuff inaccurate. They can really care less, right? Simply because what are you gonna do? Uh, what are you gonna do? You gonna take me to court? You gonna take me to court for this charge off, right? Yeah, I'm gonna report it inaccurate. Maybe they reported it accurate, so you will take them to court. Shit, you know what I mean? You don't. But why would I open up that Pandora's box? I mean, when that video, I try to say, yeah, some of y'all in states, there's statutory limitations is 6, 8, 10 years. Man, that stuff is crazy, right? So you got to know, man, how to play the game. That's why I tell people, and so many people lying to people saying, well, if you paid off a charge off, your score ain't gonna go up. I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, let me think of this. You have a charge off this that has a balance, and then it's got a past due balance. So if you have a charge off for $10,000, it's got a past due balance for 10,000. Man, it's delinquent. Then you look it down in your payment history, and they're putting charge off, charge off, charge off, charge off every single month. The account's not getting old. But you turn around and it's reporting inaccurate, and you didn't dispute it 3 or 4 times, and that they keep coming back talking about it's accurate, it's accurate, it's accurate. Because the creditor is only looking at what you owe them. They can care less about that other stuff because what they're saying is, are you going to take me to court for that? Right? So just think about that. Like sometimes I try to get people to just open up and think about, yeah, the Fair Credit Reporting Act does say any inaccurate, incomplete information must be deleted. But it don't say, remember the creditors, I mean the bureaus work for the creditors. They don't work for us. So they're not gonna look out for us. They're gonna look out for the people that pays their bills, right? That's why they sell our information. They sell our information, and the creditors that report that information pay their bill. So if you think if the credit bureaus are gonna just be deleting people's stuff that when the creditor is saying it's accurate, come on now. We got to understand the game. That's why I tell people, like, yeah, you got to take the leverage away. You settle the account. If you got an account for 10,000, I had a $19,000 Capital One, and I'm not joking. The Capital One car had a Dodge Charger, blew the engine on because I'm all about fast cars and performance stuff. And then I let it ride. Went out one time, tried to get a car. They denied me. They wouldn't even give me one. My credit was at that time. My credit was probably about a 640. I couldn't even get 18% because of that car. So I was like, no problem. So I called them. I said, hey, what is my best settlement offer? So they was like, we would settle this account for $27.50. First, I tried to use the restrictive endorsement strategy, but they didn't take that restrictive endorsement strategy, right? So it's like, we can't take that. I said, well, I'm just going to have to call them and pay it. So I called them and paid it. And then I got my 1099-C, and then I got that account removed off my credit report. And next thing you know, I went down and bought me a Mercedes, probably about maybe 9 months, 8 months later, went down there and bought me a Mercedes and got 5.9 interest, right? Because I was working on my credit and I got that charge off. So my FICO auto score went up, right? So, but they didn't have no more leverage on me. And when I got the 1099-C, I sent them a affidavit requesting they remove it, and they removed it. Can I say why or what was their reasoning? No, but I know it wasn't on my credit report. I was like, oh damn, they took it off my credit report, right? So the video I tried to give people yesterday was letting you know there's a way. I mean, sometimes we don't want to pay, but you're not going to pay the full amount anyway. You're not going to do it. If you got a 10,000, you could settle for 1,500. Do it. And if they're reporting it inaccurate, then I gave you the playbook. You already see the violations. Then you could turn around. Then you could turn around and take them to court, and they can't do nothing to you. And then on top of that, they're not going to want to. They're not going to want to. They're going to end up just taking it off your credit report. So I'm trying to get my bankruptcy off my credit last year. Now, a late payment and two derogatories. How do I proceed? So the bankruptcy, let's go to bankruptcies is you have to be detailed in your process getting a bankruptcy removed, right? You have to people go in and freeze the account. What I would do is you go to CFPB. First thing you do, you go to CFPB, and then you're going to go and look at all the third bureaus that say they have bankruptcies, that they report bankruptcies. The difference about third parties and the bureaus is the bureaus are automated. The third parties actually have people that see it. So what you do is you go to LexisNexis. I think CoreLogix may carry your bankruptcy, and you go before you do anything on your credit report. If you're trying to get a bankruptcy removed, you go and you pull those reports and you challenge those bankruptcies on those reports. I challenged it. LexisNexis sent me and say we verified it is accurate. I turn right back around. Remember, every one of those third party falls up under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. They all do. They all do. So I sent back that second letter. I said, I need you to verify. My method of verify said, please verify how you verified this account to be accurate. Then I asked him, I said, under Section 609, I need all the information on your files on this account. I need those based on the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You are required to give me any information that you have on your file. And then I told him, under Section 610, I'm giving you my ID and my Social Security number, which is required for you to follow through with this process. That next letter, they say we deleted the bankruptcy off your account. Then after that, then I started sending letters to the courthouse. I started sending that letter to the courthouse. All this is in my master dispute package. I sent it to the courthouse. Do you report to the credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, Innovis? I asked them. The first letter I sent, they didn't reply. I sent another one. They sent me a letter saying we do not report to third party bureaus. I said, bam, okay. That was the next step. Then what I did after that, I looked at my credit report and I looked to see. They said, but it still shows. Say, just shoot me an email, and then I will get it to you. I mean, today, if you buy it today, it's still $70, but it's going up to $85 starting tomorrow. I mean, I've been getting a lot of people buy it, so it's a new year, so I've been holding it at that price for the last 2 years. So I'm gonna go up to $85 starting. But shoot me an email. My email is and the other thing, when you buy the package, you have my information. Like, I'm not the guy that's gonna sell you something and disappear. And if anybody's on here that has talked to me, I talked to a guy yesterday for about 45 minutes about his credit. I will talk to you, work through the situation. If you bought the package and you say, "Hey, I put this letter together. Can you look at the letter?" You can email it. I will look at it for you and say, "Hey, I may want to change this. I may want to do it." I'm not the guy that's gonna sell you something and walk away. Man, I could tell you, if a lot of y'all don't know, maybe y'all do know my story, but what got me into this, and I'm gonna keep it real. What got me into this is I got married. My wife didn't have a great credit score. Her credit score is really low. I'm gonna kind of skip through a lot of the BS. My job, because I'm an operational manager full time, transferred me to California to open up a brand new facility. Because me and my wife had to be on the lease, I was having a hard time finding a place for us to find a place to live. Right, first find her a place to live. All of us. I had to stay, and this was in August of 2016. When we finally, the guy that we got a nice house in a golf community, very nice house. I mean, where they call you to let you know somebody coming to visit you at the front gate. So we signed a 2-year lease. From that two, I'm gonna go back to the bankruptcy, Shirley. So I'm gonna go back to that. But I found a 2-year lease. The first year when it came around, we was going the second year. We said, well, look, let's start looking for a house. Reached out to a mortgage lender. They ran a score. They was like, her score was a 486, a 497, and a 506. I'll never forget those scores. I said, babe, don't worry about it. I got you. Since I'm a researcher, man, and there's an old video. If y'all ever go to like one of my first videos, me and her did a video together, and she'll tell you, like, I used to get on her nerve about credit because I would talk about that shit all day, every day, researching. She like, can we talk about something else? I'm tired of talking about credit. But I knew like I need to fix it. So she went from a 480 something to a 720 in 15 months. She had zero credits, went from zero credit card to about 40,000 in those 15 months. We bought a house. We went out and had a house built. Then we had a pool put in our backyard. We stayed in that house for 18 months. For 18 months. Then we sold that house because the market was going crazy. We sold that house, made 300,000. Put it on the market on a Wednesday, sold on a Sunday, made $300,000 on that house. And I'm like, dang, those are the opportunities when your credit is not right that passes you by. Those things is what pass you by. So that right there, and that happened in literally, we bought that house in 2019 and we moved out in like we moved in October of 2019, moved out in June of 2021, and we made $18,000. I mean, excuse me, 300,000. If I wouldn't have, if we would have just stayed on that same and not getting our credit right, that opportunity would have passed us by. That's why I stress to people about quit wasting time with bad credit. You got to do what you got to do to get it right because there's opportunities that's going to pass you by. That'll be a lot of money that you could have had. So that's what got me into doing this, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. I understand that if we change our behavior, man, we could change a lot of things. Now, going back to you, Shirley, about the bankruptcy, there's a lot of steps that are in that package. You got to go do your credit report. I wrote letters to my creditors because they were doing stuff wrong. I had a chapter 13. So they were reporting stuff wrong on my credit report. I actually got stuff off my credit report that was linked to my bankruptcy right? So I attacked everything, but it's levels to bankruptcies. It is levels to it, and you have to be patient with it, and you have to follow the plan. Don't start disputing your bankruptcy. There's so many, excuse me, there are so many steps that you have to get to before you ever even dispute. Because once you start disputing with the bankruptcy and they get that one slight information that is accurate, they'll hold on to that to say we disputed that and it's accurate. So you got to not be disputing, and that's what a lot of people make mistakes in disputing, and people that say they good or business or credit repair companies that say they're good at it don't do, because they don't know how to dispute. They dispute too many things at one time. They confuse the credit bureaus because it's automated. Remember, the credit bureaus are automated. You're going to go through a scanning system. I think it's OCI scans or OCI scanning system that they scan. And depending on how that report is, it can confuse it and then say that you're disputing something that you're not actually disputing. So then when you get that it's been verified, it doesn't tell you what they actually sent to the creditors or what they actually disputed. They're just going to tell you it's verified. So that's why it's so important when you're doing a dispute letter. For one, you should be only disputing one single thing and be specific. Like if they said there's a late payment in January of 2018, it didn't happen. I am disputing the late payment in January 2018. You have to be specific. Don't put a bunch of jargon in your letters. But uh getting it, you say you have, let me go back, you say so sure, you said for the last year now, a late payment and two derogatories. What are the derogatories? I mean, what is the derogatories? So I know, because I'm not sure. I mean, a collection account could be a derogatory account, so what are the derogatory accounts you're talking about? And does anybody else have any questions or anything to throw at me? They said that, but it's still showing still. Boy, Shirley, Cheryl, check it out. If you want to have, I get free credit analysis. If you want to have a conversation with me, shoot me an email. We can set up a time and we can go through it. I see that that bias is changing the date on the card being open. But all right, so listen, when a collection company gets the open date, when a collection company get is when it gets in their office. It's not when the account was open. That's the misconception. The open date on any collection account is when it was received in the office. That is when that collection company opened up that debt in their office and they went after you. So it's not going to be the same open date as the creditor. It doesn't work that way. That's what, like, again, people make mistakes on how to dispute stuff and they're disputing the wrong thing. So collection accounts open date is when it was received in the office. So yeah, don't let nobody tell you that yeah, so don't dispute unless that date is changing. Don't dispute that date. Now, so just I'm gonna give you another example. Say it went from one company to another company, the dates are all gonna be different. So, but collection accounts, they're easy to get off. To be honest with you, I mean, either you can, because they make a lot of mistakes when reporting collection accounts. They make a lot of mistakes. Some of the big ones are play hardball, like Midland Funding, Portfolio Recovery. All right, sure, I got you. They play hardball, but I've gotten yeah, the collection account's easy to get off. So even if you have a hard time, so some people, let me go back. Some people don't want to take somebody to court. So you gotta, in credit repair, you gotta have, what is your end game? Where are you gonna stop? Me, I'm going to stop all the way at the courthouse. But everybody don't want to do that, right? I'm not going to pay you unless the man say I got to pay you. For collection companies, I damn sure ain't paying you unless I know. But if there's a cost, excuse me, there's a limit on that. For example, if you have a $500 collection account and you can't get it off, you dispute it, they're not going to take it off. I'm going to use my restrictive endorsement strategy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write them a check for 100. I'm gonna put my terms and conditions on there, and I'm gonna send it to them. If they cash it, they didn't accept in my terms and agreement, and I'm gonna get it off my credit report. Because if they don't take it off and they try, I'm gonna take them to court. The same way everybody else wants you to sign a contract and then hold you to it, I'm gonna make you sign a contract. So I'm gonna hold you to it. I've gotten $9,000 collection accounts off people credit report for $1,500, right? Hey, what can you do? Well, that was 20% or less than 20%. Yes, we did the strategy. The collection company took it. They cashed the check. Once they act like they didn't want to take it off, I said, go to your bank. I need you to get a copy of the front and back of that check that we wrote the information on. Got a copy, sent another affidavit in and say, if you don't remove this from my credit report, you agreed to my terms and conditions, then I'm gonna seek a consumer lawyer, and then we can deal with this through arbitration. Collection companies don't like arbitration, right? So what happened? They took it off. So you got to know how to play. You got to know how to take. Uh, you got to know how to leverage, and you got to know how to take the advantage away from them. And that's how I've been successful in credit, because I look at it as, how do I remove their advantage? If I can remove their advantage, I got a better chance of, getting the stuff removed. But I also tell my clients, if I can't get it done, how far you want to take it? And some of them say, well, I'm gonna take them to court. Okay. I've had a client that I started working on her account. She had a Citibank, I think it was a Citibank credit card. She owed like about $5,000 on it. I started working on her credit. So Midland Funding, what they wanted to do, they wanted to be slick. They gave her a summons because I sent this affidavit in, and she got nervous and she was like, well, what do I do? What do I do? I said, take them to court. I got a lawyer for you. Take them to court. Got her in contact with a lawyer. She went to the lawyer. Next thing you know, she called me back. It probably took about a month and a half, and she won her case. Won her case. They didn't have to pay her nothing. They had to take it off her credit report. So collection accounts would threaten you because most of us think, because we did have that credit card, we did charge it up, that collection accounts have a right to the money. Most times they don't even have the information, but as consumers, we're not educated, so we panic. But if there's a $500 debt, you better off using the restrictive endorsement. You don't want to pay a lawyer $1,200 to take care of a $500 debt. So you got to know when to do it and when it's most beneficial to do it. I mean, if it's a $5,000 collection account, I'm not gonna pay. I'm gonna probably pay more for the collection account than the lawyer. So I'm gonna go and take my chances and see if they have all the information that they must have to say that they are the owners of that debt. Then they got to bring the purchase agreement. They got to be able to be specific about that account. They got to be able to talk about that account. They got to be able to tell you how much interest was added each month. They got to know about the account. In most cases, they cannot talk. A lot of them, what they do is they're going to go in with an affidavit to say they got this affidavit from Chase or Bank of America. But in a court, if you're smart, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm gonna say I object to the affidavit because I can't cross-examine an affidavit to know if it's factual or not. So for me, I'm gonna take it to them. But let's see. John Smith said, "What about use Metro 2?" So, all right. So Metro 2, and listen, in my master dispute package, Metro 2 is all in there. You got the full credit resource guide, breaks down everything about it. But the problem with Metro 2, a lot of it is code based. If you've never taken the Metro 2 class, it is code based. So a lot of it, when you start looking at it, it's in code. They got these numbers, and if you don't understand it, it would be much more confusing to you. There are some things in Metro 2 that would specifically tell you that the creditor must do certain things, right? Like, for example, in Metro 2, it says that a medical debt must have the original, or any debt must collection must have the original creditor's name, because as a consumer, you must know where the debt's coming from. So they do have stuff like that in Metro 2. But the other problem with Metro 2 is you can't sue under Metro 2. It is not a law. It is just a guide that the creditor is put together to try to decrease the amount of inaccurate information that was going to the credit bureau. So they were saying, if we got this one system, if everybody followed this system, we can reduce the amount of inaccuracies, which everybody see it hasn't reduced anything, because some of them don't even know how to read the codes, and the way they're applying information is still inaccurate. But the problem with Metro 2 is you can't sue under Metro 2. You still got to sue under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Now, you can use that information in Metro 2 to probably strengthen your case with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, but you can't just say, "Hey, I'm gonna sue somebody on the Metro 2." But it's a the book is about this big. It's I mean, it's about 190 some pages, a lot of codes, a lot of good information, but a lot of codes in there. You definitely got to understand it. Yeah, but it's I mean, it's some good information in there. It's some good information. What else we got? But yeah, sure. You send an email. We can, like, if you want me, I'll go through your credit report with you, break everything down to you. Like you can get the package, and even when you get it, I'll walk you through what you need to do. Anybody gets the package, I'll walk you through it. It is what it is. Uh, hey, just make sure y'all throw that. Hit me the thumbs up, man. Just tell me, okay, Larry, I'm sitting on here. Let me give you the thumbs up. I don't even like you, but I'm gonna give you the thumbs up, man. You ain't. But anyway, if y'all do it, throw a thumbs up for me. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Hopefully, man, I keep it real with y'all and bring y'all real value. Uh, for me, I mean, that's important for me. Integrity is important, man. I'm ex-military. I did 20 years of military service, retired, man. Integrity is everything for me. So I'm not gonna BS you. I'm not gonna tell you I could do something that I can't do. I mean, man, I'm not even gonna go there. And I feel bad for people that have been dealt that straw. I mean, I've had people say, "Man, I paid this guy $1,500 to fix my credit report, and he may have got one thing off." I'm like, "What? You paid how much? $1,500?" I'm like, "Man, why are y'all doing that? Why are y'all?" Listen, even for me, I mean, I go up on mine, but uh, I I charge right now. I charge $300 for 6 months of service. What's that? $50 a month, right? So $300 for 6 months. And then if you want me to continue, I'm gonna charge you another 300 for 6 more months. But I'm just don't work on your credit getting stuff off. What I do, I'm gonna show you how to build your credit. I'm gonna show you how to apply for, what to apply for, what to do. I'm gonna show you the whole ropes to show you how to build. Some places it just work on trying to get negative stuff off, but that don't always raise your score if you don't really have enough uh positive information on your credit report. It may jump up 5 or 7 points, but you don't get the big jumps because you don't have it. I have authorized user cards. I have clients that have bought authorized user cards from me, up to $20,000 that I've thrown on people's credit for them that they paid me for. Now they paid me for it, right? But $20,000 of, well, actually $20,500 worth of positive good credit to help them boost to get their credit where they wanted to be, because they were either going to buy a home, or they was trying to maybe go out and purchase a car, or they were trying to get some business credit, so they were trying to, so all that stuff. So you want to deal with people that's going to be upfront and honest with you. That's the main thing. You said John said I got by for an 1800. Whew, please let me know what time we could talk. I need the package. Uh, so I'm off tomorrow, so we can schedule something tomorrow. I'm not working tomorrow, so we can schedule something. But as soon as we get off of here, sure, I'll shoot you an email. And we can lock in a time. John, same thing. If you shot me an email, we can lock in a time tomorrow. We could talk. We can go over everything. If you want me to, I would tell you something that you can make it easy. Go on annualcreditreport.com, pull your credit reports, email them to me so we can go over them together, right? And I can show you like what you need to be disputing, what's wrong, what strategies you need to be taking to get your stuff on point, right? So uh we'll definitely do that. I'm an affiliate of Identity IQ, but I don't when I start with people, I don't not try to get them to sign up for no Identity IQ. That Identity IQ, to me, only time I use that is just for my clients to see their scores kind of, go up or down. But for the information side, no, I don't, because Identity IQ be missing information. You don't know what you're disputing, all that stuff. No, I go with the annual credit report .com. Two, because if you do need to take them to court, that's the official government website. So if it's wrong on that website, then it's wrong everywhere else. So, and they can't get out of it. So please let me know what the best time. Oh, we got that, John. Say I have it. Uh, Another thing y'all need to always pay attention to with credit, even with third parties, right? Don't be afraid. Most of these third parties will give you information free. If you go on, and I did a video on this, if you go on, and I put in the website, everything. If you go on there, I would recommend that you go and pull the information these third parties are holding on you. I would strongly recommend that you go on those third parties and there's free and request what they're holding on you. There's things like with LexisNexis, people don't understand LexisNexis. A lot of insurance companies use Nexus. Like you could have an accident on your LexisNexis report that is causing your auto insurance to be higher than it should be. And you don't even know why. You just thinking maybe it's just the area I live in, but you may have something on your insurance through LexisNexis that is causing your auto insurance to be higher. So it could be bad addresses in there, all kind of stuff. I'm telling you, it's best to go through these, get that information, look at it, because there may be stuff in there that's keeping you from getting certain credit or getting certain loans. Yeah, I mean, John, I don't freeze nothing. I didn't freeze nothing. I got it off because this is the thing. I don't know if credit reporting companies can backdoor to get that information. I don't trust them. So we can't trust them to report our information accurate. So I'm damn sure I ain't gonna trust them to freeze my account to keep from other bureaus looking at it. So I think they freeze it from creditors looking at it. That's why they turn around and say, "Well, we denied you because uh, there was account frozen." But I just don't believe that the credit bureaus are not getting that. That's why I believe don't freeze, dispute it off. You got a better chance of disputing that information off, and you don't have to freeze it. The other thing about it, it's a headache. What if you want to go and buy something? They got to go through and unfreeze. Man, that's too much for me. Because if there's an opportunity, I need to be able to seize. I ain't got time to be calling nobody and be telling them, man, I need you to unfreeze this. I need to unfreeze that. Now my regular credit reports that I could do from my phone, yes. But those third parties, I ain't freezing them. I just go and dispute it off. Sure said, yeah, I will around 3 p.m. Okay, cool beans. Uh, I have Identity IQ also. Yeah, go to annualcreditreport.com and pull your report. It is a full credit report, your 7-year credit report. The reason I'm telling you this because a lot of times, especially on charge-offs, I shot this in my video. Like the 2 years the creditor has been reporting. But say you open up that account in 2016 They don't report 2016, 2017, 2018, and all of a sudden 2019, they got okay, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120, 150. Excuse me. Then they start saying charge off, charge off, charge off. You got 2 years of no reporting. That account is incomplete. It's got to go, right? That's why I gave that video the playbook. That's the playbook. But see, I'm not gonna fight with them in the beginning because I know the creditors could care less. I'm gonna tell you know what, I'm gonna get this off. I'm gonna take a little L and get these, I'm gonna settle this account, but they're gonna get it off my credit report. They're gonna get paid, but they're gonna get it off because they're reporting this joker inaccurate. And I'm gonna send them the creditor one letter to get it right. After that, I'm gonna go down to the courthouse. That's gonna cost me $75, and I'm gonna bring a case against them. And they can't do nothing to me because I already settled that account. They can't get no more money out of me. They can't do nothing. So what happened? They ain't gonna want to go to court now. They gotta pay somebody to represent them in court, right? And then you already got all the stuff. You already got the credit report that's inaccurate. And if they didn't give you a 1099-C and it was over $600, now they ain't even gave you a 1099-C. They're in violation there of 4681 of the tax code. So you think they're gonna want to go to court and be saying all that? No, what probably, you know what they're gonna probably say? They just probably gonna just delete it off your credit report because they don't want the problems. Right. So, like I said, it's all about taking the advantage and putting advantage on your side and you getting all the leverage. So yeah, there's strategies out there. But some people in this space, they just want you to write a letter and get everything removed. And if you believe that, you a sucker if you go pay somebody, they can tell you that because it ain't gonna happen. And I meet people that's been having bad credit for 3-4 years. And they're like, I've been working on my credit report for 3 years. It don't take that long. Honestly, it don't. You can change a lot of stuff in at least 12 months. You can definitely change a lot of stuff in 12 months on your credit report, right? And depending on what's on there, it could happen in less than 6 months. So, but it's really understanding the approach and know what to do. So, anybody got any other questions? Shit, I've been on here for 52 minutes. We got like 8 more minutes. I said I'll stay on here now. I'm gonna start doing this every Sunday and start being consistent with this. I said I'm gonna start doing it every Sunday around this same time. Just get on here, answer questions. I think next week, I think I'm gonna do and talk a lot about what kind of credit to put on your credit report, good credit unions to start. How do you build a credit? The things you don't want to put on your credit report. Yeah, a lot of times people put stuff on their credit report because it's a positive, but the credit bureaus look at it as either it's subprime. So listen, if you put a subprime card on there, it indicates bad credit. Certain addresses, you got to know where your address. Certain addresses, the credit bureaus got sued because they were saying certain addresses were low income areas, which were telling creditors. That's what I'm telling you, man. Y'all got to know what these people be reporting on y'all, which was telling creditors that you lived in a high risk area. And what they were trying to say is you're in a high risk area for defaults on credit cards, loans. So y'all gotta dig deep on what these credit bureaus, the information they're holding on us, and how they're trying to keep us down. That's why I told y'all in my last video, they want us to be the sheep so they can continue to draw all the money out of us. Right? They want to keep feeding us a little bit, but they want to keep us down so they can continue to get the most money out of us. That's why the credit bureaus want to keep negative stuff on there for 7 years, bankruptcies for 10 to 7 years. I mean, they got what do they call statute of limitations, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 years. Just think about that. Just think about how long they want to hold you under the knife. That's why it's so important to get your credit on point, to get from up under that knife, because they will try to hold you down and suck it all out of you. Right. So not Larry. I learned. And from that point, that's why I'm just trying to bring y'all this knowledge. Don't let them do it. Anybody got any other questions or anything? That was a good one, though. I'm definitely gonna look up this 1041 and this tax trust, man. I'm with a question mark. I'm interested about that. Because taxes, they say taxes and death ain't no joke. So, if you want to keep your money, better learn how to. That's why I tell everybody, open up a business, man. I don't care if the business is making candles. Open up a business. A lot of people don't even understand. You could open up a business, right? You can run your payroll money through your business to show that you're making more money through that business, right? Right. Write off stuff from that business, right? Get tax breaks from there. Man, it's so much you can do just opening a business. It is so much you can do opening a business. Nobody said you have to make money opening that business. You could be writing out, some people be writing out stuff they ain't made money in 5, 6 years. And they'll be writing it off. So open a business. Open a business. Yep, I have a business account. Yep. So I have a C corp. So, and the reason I open a C corp, so when I open up other businesses, I could open up businesses under my C corp, right? So I don't have to be having a LLC here, a LLC for this business here. Nah, I opened up so I could do that. I save on federal tax. I know you do, John. You got all this estate and tax, and yeah, save on them because death and taxes, bro. I remember one time. I know one time, man, me and my wife owed about $60,000 in taxes, but we paid that shit off. They were trying to, and then they want to charge you high interest on that. Paid that off. So, yeah, I'm telling you, man, the last from 2017 to you figure the last 5 years was definitely, I learned a whole lot. And I'm just amazed financially how my life has changed in those 5 years. And it all stemmed from me getting my mind right about credit. So sometimes, man, I'll be amazed about that stuff. I'll be like, man, 5 years, if I'd have been doing this stuff 10 years ago, I'd be a millionaire, for real, a millionaire. But education, man, education is the key. Anybody got any other things? I'm gonna reach out to the people that want to shot me an email. Click on there. Uh, let me go there. Somebody else bought my package. Let's see. Yeah. Sure. I got you. I got you. Say, okay, I need the link. Okay, I got you. Sure, I'm gonna send that to you as soon as we get off, and then uh, when I email you, it'll have my company name, website, email, and phone number. So and I tell people I do have a full-time job, so I take my phone with me, so I go in my office and during the day, and I sit back and I answer some questions or some emails. But if you email me, text me, call me. If you call, leave a message. Do not hang up. Leave a message. Say, hey, Larry, I got a question. When you get an opportunity, give me a call, or can you call me after 6 o'clock? Do all that. I will get back to you, right? And if for some reason I don't, maybe it slipped my mind or something happened or my phone, don't wait. Call me, send me another message. Hey, dude, I called you. I need some response, and I'm on it. So let's get that. Says any money coming out of the business account is a business expense and pay zero taxes. That is absolutely right. Me and my wife went on a gender reveal. That flight went on there. The Airbnb went on there. The rental car went on there. So yes, sure did. And then I got then I keep that my favorite card is that American Express. I keep a whole stack of cards, but that American Express Platinum, you can't go wrong with that American Express Platinum, man. I be on it. So I like that American. I like it for travel. I think I need to apply for the gold. I haven't. Everybody keeps telling me the gold give better points, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and apply for the gold. I got that X1 card. I like that X1 card. That was another card I got that I like. It gave me a $28,000 credit limit on that X1. But I'm gonna tell you with X1, if you don't, so I wasn't using it when I first got it, and them jokers dropped it down to 14,000. I was like, oh, so I had to start using it because I'm like, if I don't using that, they're gonna probably drop it to 8,000. So, but a lot of times with some of these cards, you know, if you don't use them or you don't make any effort, especially if they're high limit cards, man, they'll reduce the credit limit on you, especially during these times, right, with inflation and stuff. So be mindful of that when you get these cards, right? Know how to use them. Yeah, that's it. But that's why I said sometime even with authorized getting a high limit authorized user card on your account will help you out. It'll help you with those. But also you got to know how to fill out credit applications. A lot of people don't know how to fill out credit card applications. I mean, they'll follow through what it says, but you got to know what your limit is for what your income is. So if people don't understand this, if you're married and you live in a house together, you can use when you put the income in on that credit card, you use both persons' income. Most people don't know that. They just put their income down. But no, you if you made 60,000 and your wife made 60,000, when they ask for income, how much you make, you put 120,000 on there. That's bringing into your household. That's why I put when I apply, I put not just mine, I put mine and my wife's on there. I don't just put mine. Y'all both live in the same house. And on top of that, me and my wife, we both have the same account. So all our money goes in that same account. So if there's a card that want to look at my account, they're going to see all that money going into that one account. So it's a lot of money flowing through that account. So this is the thing when I get with people that are married, well, I want my money. I want my money out of my own account. I want my money. Okay, that's fine. But you don't know how to trick the game. You can't trick the game. But see, we can trick the game because we already, I mean, we both of us are good about our money and we know what's coming in and out, but all that money go in there. So when I go in there and they want to look at my account, I'm like, they're like, oh, he got a bunch of money going through. And then I got money in my savings account. So I get those high limit cards. I got 3 Navy Federal cards, and the Navy Federal cards, they didn't gave me $40,000 from those 3 Navy Federal cards I got. So that's what I'm telling you is how you fill out the credit applications. Quit just putting what you make. Put on there, man. My wife, if you make 80 and your wife make 80, that's 160. Man, put 160 on that credit card. That's all they care about. That's how you get them high limits. Right. So, and then if it's all coming out one car, if they need a little proof, hey, I can see you my bank statement that show that that's what's going into my bank account a year. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta know the tricks. You gotta know the tricks. Man, I should do a video on that, how to fill out a credit card application to get high limit credit cards. But yeah, I got a few of them. I think I have over $100,000 in personal credit. I think my wife is about 70,000. So between both of us, we got probably 170,000 in credit cards. But we don't use them. I don't use them like that now. My wife may be a different story, but I don't use them like that. So, and when I use them, that's why I like my American Express because it forces me to pay it off every month. I mean, I use I use one of my Navy Federal Gold Reward cards because I do everything on that, but then I just pay that one off. But every now and then I pull out a card, go get some gas on it, throw it back in the safe, and be done with it for a while. But all right, I'm about to get out. I've been on here for an hour. Hey, I appreciate y'all. I got another video I got to post up about how to if you want to hire somebody, a credit repair company, how do you weed out the bad from the good? What questions you should ask? So probably shooting that video tomorrow since I went live today. And I'm gonna start doing it every Friday, every Saturday. Lord have mercy. Every Sunday at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna start doing these lives and stuff like that, just bringing some gifting content, talk about different things. But I appreciate y'all. I definitely let's keep it strong, man. Let's keep it real. And hey, I don't know everything. If you find out something that can help me out, man, tell me about it. Cause I ain't one of them people that think they know everything. Right. That's why I like that information John sent me, because I'm about to go do some research. He didn't got a light bulb popped off in the head. So I'm about to go do some research. So but I like that. I like people that educate me too. So I appreciate y'all, and I'm out. I'll talk to y'all later.